She has even begun behaving like a human being again. Pardon? I'm certain we shall be presenting her with the Dark Dagger in no time. She'll be one of our greatest agents.
Captain, I wonder,
Yes.
how long will this take?
A decent amount of time, it seems. I am looking at the clock, so let's try and finish at least Yo's Chronicles. The Fox, the Snake, and the Dragon. December 7th, year 40. Yamiko is the fourth woman to ever enter Dakudaga's ranks, and among the few female members, she is also the youngest. Some of my men find it hard to swallow, especially the ones that Yamiko beat to the Dark Dagger ceremony. The worst thing is when they try to hurt her, physically and mentally. They end up either unconscious or in pain for days. Over and over again, I can't help but laugh. In Dakudaga, it doesn't matter who you are, but what you can do. She is testament to that fact. This year, two more members with unusual abilities joined the guild. Orochi from the Hebi clan and Ryota from the Ryo clan. Both clans have worked this land for eons, and the two boys seem to be at the peak of their abilities. I teamed them up with Yamiko. She didn't like the idea to begin with, but she has learned to trust them. I can see it building, like a chain forged with unbreakable iron. Dakudaga has never witnessed a team so young yet so powerful. I even like their motif. It is the result of putting their family symbols together. The fox from Yamiko, the snake from Orochi, and the dragon from Ryota. It is my duty as a leader to be impartial about all of my soldiers, but it isn't easy with three these special students under your wing. Great potential. December 25th, year 45. Yamiko turned 16 today. I can see Nari's will behind her eyes, but on the outside, every day she reminds me more of her mother. I realized last week that she has become a woman, and it was one of those fleeting moments when you see something or someone familiar in a completely new light, as though you'd never seen them before. Today, she, Orochi, and Ryuta were presented with a medal etched with their team's crest in honor of their great work during these past few years. They have carried out every contract with unprecedented efficiency, conviction, and talent. When I gave Yamiko her medal and she looked at me, I felt the same feeling of protection, of safety that I felt all those years ago when I first saw her mother. I shivered, hopefully not visibly. I don't know how to assimilate this feeling. I heard a long time ago that certain women of the Shirokutsu clan were gifted with a great power, a power of command. Yamiko's mother hailed from Shirokutsu, or Kitsu, yeah, Shirokitsu. Bleh. I've always been skeptical about legends like these, but Yamiko's effect is just too powerful. It can't be anything else. She's like a daughter to me. Year 10, or February 10, year 24. Now I'm just completely flating about. Year is 46. Yamiko's team is the best. The best under my command at the moment. The best I have ever seen. Yet teamwork has become perfect. A flawless, self-sustaining machine. Sometimes I catch a glimpse of her true power, and it is terrifying. She can be more powerful than I am. We must be careful with her. Normally, an adept finds their limits after they come of age, and their power level stabilizes. The day has yet to come for Yamiko. Light Fortress, March 1st, year 47. At last, our spies have found them. We received a message detailing the location of the Saigosan Guild's capital. Far south, north of the arid lands, a fortress city was spotted flying the Saigosan flag. Spies infiltrated the fortress and found the base of their power, their leaders, their resources, their plans. While waiting for the winter's end, the other three team leaders and I have been preparing a full reconnaissance mission with our best teams. We need to know what the Saigosan have been preparing all these years. After we found Yamiko, our best scientific minds discovered that the mineral Saigosan extracted from the mines near Inari's home had some kind of compatibility with light essence. We have to expect the unexpected. I told Yamiko about the mission. Our team is without doubt the best we have, even among the other leaders as platoons. I didn't want to leave them behind, but I didn't tell Yamiko the city was a Saigosan stronghold. She doesn't seem to remember their flag, so I decided not to mention it at all. It's a recon mission. We can't reveal our blade before we are ready to strike. We're going there to find out how powerful they've become and prepare our attack. If Yamiko knew she was going where her parents' killers were based, she's intelligent and trustworthy, but her anger is a force to be reckoned with. We depart next week. April 18th, year 47 of the Fifth Age. I am struggling to believe what I have seen. An unbelievable sight, an unbelievable fact. The recon mission was going well. We got all the information we needed to plan the attack, and we were preparing to leave. At the agreed time, all the teams gathered at the meeting spot in the forest outside the city gates, except Yamiko's. Every minute we waited for her. Ryuta and Orochi was we waited for her, Ryuta and Orochi was torture. If Yamiko found out that she was in Saigosen's headquarters, she would lose her mind. If she decided to fight, which she would, she'd sabotage our only good chance at crippling Saigosen for good, as well as putting herself in great danger. The light mechanics they had developed, the defenses we saw, made them far more dangerous than any force we knew of. Suddenly a loud explosion echoed across the sky. The top floor of this castle at the heart of the fortress burst into flame while we stared, mouths agape. We jumped onto the guard towers to get a better look, and what we saw left us even more speechless than before. Something was moving at high speeds through the fortress, avoiding the Saigosen soldiers' attacks before destroying each and every one of them with huge sweeping blades of darkness. Within minutes, this figure shrouded in a dark fog had destroyed the entire fortress. Eventually silence fell and the shape made for us. Unable to say a word, we waited for the door to open, to see what kind of monster would be our certain end. The door opened slowly, and emerging from the impenetrable shroud of shadow was Yamiko's silhouette. April 18th, year 47. We were unable to speak as we watched Yamiko walk out of the city she had just destroyed. Ruined buildings, bodies, and dust were left in her wake. The lifeless gaze had fixed in her eyes. She stopped in front of us. No one could move. I waited for her to say something. What had just happened? What had triggered this phenomenon? But her mouth didn't open, not even for a moment. She just stood there. Gradually, the others started to bend their knees. In fear, no doubt, but I felt no fear. My concern for Yamiko's safety outweighed every other feeling. And then it struck me. She was alone. In a small voice, I asked her, "Orochi and Ryuta?" She looked at me with glassy eyes and slowly shook her head. I ran to embrace her. April 19th. Yamiko woke up this morning after being unconscious for 2 days. I finally asked her what had happened. As I'd feared, she had realized she was in Saigosen's fortress and was overcome with vengeance. Saigosen's leader had a secret weapon, a new defensive device that allowed them to kill Orochi and Ryuta effortlessly. Just as they activated the device, empowering themselves tenfold, Yamiko's sheer anger awakened the evidently bottomless well of latent power within her. We have to proceed carefully. This situation will be difficult. Saigosen is no more, but now we must work out what to do with Yamiko. As half of Dakudaga now consider her a goddess, and that's the 10 minutes to end timer.
Yeah, I don't think we're able to finish this boss fight today.
Yeah, definitely. We'll finish these last scrolls, then we'll start with the ones down here next time. Nishoku. We, the four, at Unites year 47, we, the four leaders, spent an entire week discussing what to do with Yamiko. She hasn't come to terms with her friends' deaths yet, and spent hours in their mausoleums. Meanwhile, people who are affected by Saigosen's oppression and assaults, entire brotherhoods of shadow, keep visiting our city's doors, offering thanks to the goddess who freed them. It's only a matter of time before this rumor about the goddess reaches our other countries. I tried to convince the other leaders that we must take hold of the situation. Dakudaga has always watched over this country and its government from the shadows, but now there is a power vacuum. We ourselves can seize government, especially now that we can no longer live in the shadows with Yamiko drawing attention like a dark sun. Hordes of people come to our gates every day. This could be the beginning of an empire, for better or worse. The city of Kyoryu is practically a fortress already. It could be our headquarters, and our biggest threat, Saigosen, was destroyed 2 months ago. We can grow strong without anyone to contest our reign. Just picturing our power makes me shiver. If we did this, we wouldn't be Dakudaga anymore. We'd be Yamiko's empire, the empire of the Shadow Empress. We would be an eternal knight, and placed to protect those afflicted by the cruel forces of light. We would be Nishoku. The right hand of the goddess. June 27th, year 1 of the 6th age. I've managed to help Yamiko see things from my perspective. We have within arm's reach the power to prevent anyone suffering like she did ever again. No more arrogant light brotherhoods to take advantage of shadow followers, like they are for generations. Yamiko has agreed to be our empress, but she's so young. She doesn't have the knowledge or the experience necessary to rule. For this reason, we have agreed that I'll be her right hand. I'll stand by her side and give her my counsel. A new age begins, the age of the Shadow Empress. July 4th. We've declared ourselves the sect of Nishiko. Our ruler, the Shadow Empress, two of Dakudaga's other leaders have also agreed to become counselors for the Empress. The third leader has abandoned us, a traitor. The country's government, or governor, sent a letter describing his displeasure with our actions. Dakudaga was the largest military force in the land, and for the most part it has transformed into Nishiko. Whatever. I'm going to keep mispronouncing these, probably. If the government has something to say, we will wait with bated breath. That's this one. Prosperity. November 29th, year 5 of the 6th age. Fortune, fame, and power. Since the birth of Nishinoku, these three roots of success haven't stopped growing and becoming stronger, feeding us with their nectar. One of our biggest concerns in the beginning was keeping watch for any potential light brotherhoods looking for revenge. I myself led some of the recon missions, but what we found was harmless, almost absurd. The only one that was of note was based in the arid lands. Peasants who were incredibly skillful with light essence, but they were peaceful cowards without a single theory on combat. It almost made me laugh to learn they were pacifists. December 25th, Yamiko turns 22 today. We let the citizens come into the temple grounds to honor her name in celebration. Her image standing there in front of hundreds of people worshipping her is always inspiring. She looks so imposing, so powerful, yet still so sad. I wonder what she is feeling inside. I keep asking her if she's happy to be our empress, and she says she is fine. I think a part of her died when Orochi and Ryuta were taken from us. I wonder if I'll be able to make her happy again. The name Kaiho. June 28th, year 9 of the 6th age. A rumor gave me pause today. One of our spies, in the guise of a friendly merchant traveling south with Eastern pottery, said he saw unusual activity in a southern brotherhood. Named Kaiho, they were growing in number and gained strength day by day. The brotherhood is mainly composed of light adepts, but masters of all essence are in their ranks, from shadow to fire. The spies said they might even be planning an attack. The movement seemed so organized. The lists of their adepts were tightly sealed. I told one of the other counselors about my concerns, but he laughed it off. He said that Nishinoku is so huge and magnificent that they couldn't even see it from their tiny territory. Like a fly attacking a bear. Even if they had some strength, we have the Shadow Empress on our side. He's right, of course. Right before the fall and all that. May 30, year 10 of the 6th age. They were smart. My commander's pursed lips when we met this morning made it clear that we had been outwitted. The upstart Kaiho Brotherhood crippled villages and towns along our key supply routes and sabotaged our barracks and recruitment bases. Less than a year after we were made aware of their existence. The city is a fortress. Normally I wouldn't be worried about an upstart brotherhood who had gained some numbers, but this isn't just one brotherhood. This is a myriad of them. Light adepts, fire adepts, life adepts. The biggest problem is the earth adepts. My spies tell me they are positioned at the rear of the Kaiho army. They're planning to send shockwaves beneath the battlefield to undermine the foundations of our walls. Our fortifications don't stand a chance against this. Flow and adapt. The field of battle is the vessel, you must be the water. I have decided the best approach is to bring the fight to their vanguards. We must leave the city walls and face them. The Shadow Empress will be our last resort.
Life adepts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that mean there would also be death adepts?
I was just What's with us of light?
A deep wound. June 4th, year 10 of the 6th age. They did it. They were more powerful than we knew. They didn't even show a hint of their true power until now. My limbs tingled with anger at what they did to her. We were losing. Earth Essence attacks battered the city's outer walls. Our men were pushed back to the limits. There was only one thing for it. I called her. She emerged from the city gates to end the cowards, but Kaiho's 4 leaders, the most powerful masters in their army, were waiting for her. They pressed the Empress back into the city, cornered her. But they were waiting for something. They were holding back. And then I saw him, the old man. They called his name, Tsuyoshi. He was making straight for Yamiko. I intercepted him, but before I could land a single strike, his hand rose and my limbs failed me. My energy drained away like water from a sliced bamboo shoot. The leaders pressed Yamiko back to her temple, and the old man turned his attention to her. I watched the vitality leave her face. I saw my chance and plunged my blade deep into his flank. As he fell, he grasped my arm just above the sword hand. I'll never forget the pain. 1,000 fires burned from his fingers. I fell with him. Still, a ray of fortune shone on me. A handful of my men happened upon me during their retreat and shouldered me to safety. One of them said the Empress had managed to kill at least one of Kaiho's leaders. As they dragged me towards our escape route, I watched the flags burn above our city. The Empress was defeated. Nishoku had fallen. Mausoleum of the Fallen. June 12th, year 10. My men tell me that the Empress isn't dead. She's being held captive by the Kaiho in her old capital, in Kyoryu. They have used a rare technique to entrap her. Apparently she is catatonic, unresponsive, as if her soul itself has been captured, not just her body. I don't know what this means, but in any case she is clearly past the point of helping herself. We will have to look for an opportunity. The old man must have helped them learn this technique. Cursed the fool. My muscles still twitch where he touched me that day. I can barely hold the sword. I don't think the aching in my bones will ever heal. May 30th, year 12. 2 years later, an enormous, disgusting building has been built in honor of Kaiho's dead. Well, there's a place for Nishoku's fallen too, in the catacombs. To commemorate the anniversary of their victory, they have activated some infernal light device which casts an endless beam of light into the sky. Curse them. We will have our revenge. My men train every day. Our camp slowly grows. We will avenge, or even if we can, free the Empress. And the last one, the only chance. March 15th, year 15. Finally, one of our new spies established in the thick of the Kaiho nation met with success. He managed to read a private letter between two senior... Pardon? between two senior Kaiho captains. It doesn't detail the technique they used to imprison her, but it mentions the technique's side effects. Each of the three remaining Kaiho leaders are bound by some sort of affliction. One of them in particular, Yuki, can barely stand it. They say he has become weaker and weaker ever since they captured the Empress. He has to be our target. This week the leaders are meeting to perform some sort of ritual. This could be our moment to attack. Perhaps we can find out how they are holding the Empress captive. We need to get her back. I won't let this chance slip away. And he did not live to make any more notes like that. So, yeah. The story is a bit more complex than light attacks dark and all that, huh?
Yeah, but you do wonder... Like, there seems like there's something that escalated out of hand. Like,
yeah.
No one is innocent in this, I would say. This is kind of common in war. Like,
yeah.
Both sides has been doing so much harm to each other that they've probably forgotten who started it even.
Yep. But, yeah, we'll have to see how that goes next time. So for now, let's look for someone to raid. And yeah, I really need to put something in there other than just this blank screen like this, because, yeah, it's just absolutely nothing to look at, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, boost.
Okay. Let's have a look. Okay, it's pretty busy at the moment, so I'll narrow this down to 3. Let's see, we have Touchsky Detail, who is playing Abiotic Factor. We have Graham the Wolf playing Rusty Lake Hotel. Can't say I've ever heard of that. And let's see. Then we have Lazarus, who is playing Nine Souls. Any of those kind of interest?
I feel like I heard that name, or maybe seen that on my recommendation. I might just scroll past it.
I'm going to take a quick look. But... yeah, which would you say? I would say Lazarus.
Let's go with Lazarus, that's been a while.
Okay, and it looks to be some sort of pixel game, because of course it's showing an ad first of Kingdom Come Deliverance or Deliverance 2. I've heard that it's pretty good. I heard mixed things about the first game.
I heard a mixed view of the first game and a lot of drama about the second game, but again, mostly from what I've seen on thumbnails and the titles, I just scroll past them since Yeah, I don't trust those videos to begin with, so I just feel like not gonna bother with this.
Okay. Yeah. I get the feeling I might be coming down with the flu after all with this coughing and, well, the 2 BRBs. But yeah, hopefully I'm not getting sick, but yeah, we have until Sunday to figure out if I am or not, because that's when we'll continue with Hacker's Memory.
Yeah. We may continue it if he's still sick, but it will depend a lot on how sick.
Yeah. If I'm just practically dying in my seat, then of course we're not going to continue.
Yeah,
And I think I just had a bit of an idea for what to put in there. Maybe like a a sort of banner of the game that we're currently playing or something, or maybe a mixture of the games we're playing. I'll have to play around with paint for a bit for that. Paint net, because normal paint is a bit crappy. Anyways.
Needs the program.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. It definitely feels like I've been just deteriorating since the start of the stream, so let's not hang around for too long.
Yeah, I think you need to lay down.
Yeah. And grab something to freaking drink.
Yeah, drink first, then lay down.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you everyone who's been watching now or later. Thank you, Sensei and Jess, for lurking. And thank you as always, Drakir.
You're welcome as always, my friend. And thank you for joining and watching this madness. And cliffhanger.
Yeah, we still have the DLC to finish as well. I don't know if that'll take a full stream, but we'll definitely try to continue on Tuesdays if we don't do crosscode with Liz. Speaking of Liz, I think I said this during our previous stream yesterday, but just to be extra sure, Liz's schedule has been changed again, so multiplayer is back from Wednesday to Monday again.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, for now, let's get this raid started. And yeah, thank you all again for watching. And until next time, have a nice day. And until then.
Be safe, everyone. Sleep well. Watch out for undead seagulls.
And light adepts.